Okay, welcome back. Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Abomination Vaults on Foundry. So, last time we, continued through a bit in the 3rd floor, a bit more on the 2nd floor. We ended up killing a good amount of Morlocks, including their leader here, Growlgust. I'm sure there's plenty more Morlocks, though. And, yeah, so far things have been going fairly well, except for Wibble, who is certainly the weakest member of the party. And so, let's do a treat wounds check here. Not much. So, I did go through and I respect Wibble. And initially I thought, okay, well, we'll just go back to town then, fully heal up, respec him, all that sort of stuff. But I forgot about that event that we're supposed to do once we leave tonight. Right now it's 8:40 a.m. I guess we could come back. Okay, so we'll do it that way. Let's do it that way. Let's pretend that, we went back. And we'll come back towards the evening, I guess, and we'll do it then, maybe, or something. I don't know. But you should not be taking persistent damage. We'll do another treat wounds check. Blah, blah, blah. And we'll do this outside, and, we'll... Oh, okay, yeah. Do it outside, so we automatically succeed. That sort of stuff. Then another hour goes by. And we could just... could just heal him to full and call it a day, but we want to do it piece by piece. Okay. So yeah, Wibble. I was looking around online to what people were saying for, what I want for him was a non-magical, sort of intelligence-based ranged character. Which is somewhat specific, especially the non-magical part. Because obviously magic would solve most of our issues, but I don't want him to be a magical character. So there's basically 3 classes you're looking at, more or less. I mean, you could do some stuff. It depends if you don't need to have intelligence as your primary stat, then you could do something else that's a bit suboptimal. Having some dexterity, having like 4 dexterity, 2 intelligence, or you could do stuff like that. And then you get into like mastermind rogues or other things like that. But for intelligence as primary stat for that sort of build, you're looking at alchemists, inventors, or investigators. And so I looked at alchemists, of course. And it just seems like the 2nd edition alchemist is not that hot. Seems like a lot of people just, are not big on the alchemist as it is. And that's why I guess they're getting a pretty big rework in the remaster in the 2nd player core book coming out in a couple months. So they're viable. I mean, you can make them viable, but you can't make them viable in many different ways. So yeah, they're not too hot. I didn't even look at the inventor. Because I think that's an uncommon class, and I was like, I wanted to avoid that. So we went with the investigator. And the investigator gets a few fun toys. Their primary thing, their primary sort of gimmick, if you will, is an ability called Devise a Stratagem. And so this lets you, once per round as an action, you choose a creature you can see and roll a d20. If you strike that creature later in the round, you must use the result of the roll you made to devise a stratagem for your strike's attack roll instead of rolling. For the first strike you make against a creature this round. So what that means is that your first action, you look at a creature, you roll devise a stratagem. If you roll high on that one, on just a straight d20 roll, then like, okay, I rolled a 16, I'm gonna fucking hit this thing. I know it. I mean, it's already been predetermined that I'm going to hit him. So, of course, on my next action or whatever, I'm going to use strike, and I don't even have to roll. I already got my 16 ready to go. And, assuming you're using the certain pre-described list here of basically like finesse weapons or ranged weapons, you get to add your intelligence modifier to the roll instead of strength or dex. So you get to use intelligence for your attack rolls once per round after devising a stratagem. So your roll is 16, you're using intelligence, you're guaranteed pretty much to hit as far as you're aware, and it's all good. And we even have an extra bonus on top of that. We have strategic strike. So when you make a strike that adds your intelligence modifier due to devising a stratagem, you deal an additional 1d6 precision damage. So basically, we get sneak attack damage as well. Pretty awesome. However, if you roll low on your devise a stratagem, say you roll a 3, you know for a fact you are not hitting that target this round. You could do it, but it would be pointless because your roll is a 3. You're gonna miss unless the target is like really a weenie. You're gonna miss. And so in that case, you already know what the result is. You don't have to waste your action to strike. You could do something else on your turn. You could move, you could aid, you could do some sort of other like trip or something, because this is specifically only for strikes, not for any attack. So it's only a specific the strike action. So you could still trip, you could still shove, you can still disorient or demoralize. You can do anything else other than striking, because you already know what that strike roll is going to be. And so it obviously in some cases it feels lame to not attack on your turn, to not strike, but really it's a big benefit. Because you know that you don't have to waste that action. Which, you could just... A normal character might strike and roll a 3 and waste that action anyways. Now, yeah, of course, you have to spend the action to devise the stratagem, so you're using that action. But it offers you a bit more flexibility. I think that's a really cool gameplay mechanic. So that's sort of the main thing. He does have some out-of-combat stuff for investigating, like on the case, which allows you to pursue leads and, blah, blah, blah. We're not really going to get into that. But I am surprised, actually, going through all the stuff and looking over, like, Alchemist and Investigator and, all these different classes and stuff. There is a good, fun amount of, like, utility and out-of-combat stuff in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. And there's a lot of stuff that I'm passing over because we're not doing any really out of combat stuff, but I do think it's pretty cool. Like there's a feature that the investigator can take, if we can find it somewhere. No, they're not gonna... Yeah, there it is. called That's Odd. So it's a class feat you can take. When you enter a new location, such as a room or corridor, you immediately notice one thing out of the ordinary. The GM determines what it is or whether there's nothing reasonable to pick up, skipping obvious clues that can be easily noticed without a check, or specifically looking for them. You learn only that an area or object is suspicious, but not why it's suspicious. Again, for our purposes, pointless. It has really no use whatsoever, I think. We'd struggle to come up with any good reason to take that. But in a normal campaign, I think that's awesome. I think that's really fun. And there's loads of stuff like that. So, I guess it's surprising that I'm surprised, I suppose, because it's a role-playing game. You know, they have to kind of have a certain amount of, you know, utility and out-of-combat stuff. But it's just like, reading over, it's like, oh, this would be kind of just a fun system to play in general. I wrote it off for that originally, because I was like, oh, it's kind of just a tactical war game simulator. But no, there's a lot of fun stuff you can get. Okay, so other things that we grabbed, you get to pick a methodology. So we went with alchemical crafting. So he can, he gets the alchemical crafting skills, so he can make elixirs and tools. He can't make bombs. And more importantly, every day he gets a certain number of versatile vials equal to his int modifier. So we get 4 per day. And then as an action, you can use quick tincture to whip up a single alchemical elixir or tool using one of those versatile vials. You don't have to spend any money or anything else. You don't have to roll any check. But it only lasts until the end of the current turn. So, yeah, I mean, you could do stuff like, obviously, you know, you can use this out of combat to whip up elixirs and things like that. But in combat, you could, like, roll, devise a stratagem, see that it's a shitty roll, and then use quick tincture to make like a potion or something like that, and then drink it on your turn to give you a buff for like a minute or something. Or you could toss it to another ally nearby or something like that. So our formulas that we have, we've got Elixir of Life, of course. So 1d6 hit points, +1 bonus to against diseases and poisons for 10 minutes. So there, I mean, yeah. So say you're a little low on life, just roll, devise a stratagem, see it's shitty, and then make an Elixir of Life and pop it in your mouth. Done. We've got Drakeheart Mutagen. So let's last for 1 minute. +4 bonus to AC, Dex cap of +2, +1 item bonus to perception checks. And you get the final surge action, allowing you to just stride twice as an action. And then the effect ends. Things like that. Smoke ball. So I can just toss a smoke bomb, causing all creatures in a 5-foot burst to become concealed. You know, things like that. Or if I see we're fighting an enemy with poisons or something, okay, well, my first turn, I'm just fucking popping this antidote in my mouth. Done. So it's a lot of versatility with that, which I think is fun. Then we also have, I swapped out my Ancestry feat, so now we got Halfling Luck. Once per day when I fail a skill check or saving throw, I can just re-roll. Known weaknesses. Whenever I devise a stratagem, I can also attempt to recall knowledge as part of that action. And if I critically succeed at that check, I notice a weakness and gain +1 circumstance bonus to my attack roll from devise a stratagem. If I immediately convey this information to my allies as part of the check, each ally gains a +1 bonus to their next attack roll against the subject. And there's just no reason to not recall knowledge constantly. I mean, every time you devise stratagem. And then also for my skill feat, we took Trick Magic Item. So this allows you to use any magic item, like a wand or a scroll, even if you don't have it on your spell list or don't even have spell casting. You just have to roll the relevant skill for the type of spell that you're casting. You know, Arcana for arcane, Nature for primal, Religion for divine, so on and so forth. So that's pretty good. So it is an action to do that. It's an action to, like, use trick magic item, and that allows you to then use the magic item for the rest of your turn. And most magic items are going to be spells, which cost 2 actions. But I saw a recommendation to just always have, like, wands of magic missile on hand. So you can just, like, you know, grab your wand, use trick magic item, and then activate the wand for 1 action, which will fire 1 missile. But that's 1 missile that's guaranteed to do 1d4 plus 1 damage. And oftentimes, like we saw with the corpse-like things that, you know, spawned with 1 health, sometimes you want to do just 1 or 2 health, you know, guaranteed. Like, that's pretty handy. But there's obviously loads and loads and loads of fucking spells that you could cast. You know, you could grab a wand of summon animal or something, you know? So, certainly, again, versatility. Very nice. And then for our level 2 class feat, we went with Unexpected Sharpshooter Dedication. And this is, I will admit, quite the min-max choice. Because we're still going with guns. But what this gives us is Accidental Shot. And once per day, you can make a strike with a ranged weapon, rolling attack and damage twice and using better results for each. It ignores penalties to the attack roll, circumstance penalties, and any flat check required due to being concealed or hidden, which is pretty awesome. And so what this does and how it interacts and why it works is that devising a stratagem is a fortune action, and accidental shot is a fortune action, or a fortune modifier. And so when you do an attack, you can only have 1 fortune modifier to the attack. You have to, if you have multiple that could affect it, you get to pick. So what you can do then is if you roll shitty on devise a stratagem, like a 3, but you still want to do an attack, you can then instead say, okay, I'm doing accidental shot, and that overwrites devise a stratagem, because they're both fortune. I did see some arguments that by using devise a stratagem initially, you are choosing it as a fortune effect for your attack roll. That's probably needs some clarification. But most people seem to agree that this is a viable way to bypass a shitty stratagem roll. So, yeah, that's that. As for a gun, we ditched the repeater. And instead, we went with the Jezzail, which is back to being a reload 1 weapon. But most of the time, you know, you're not going to be moving, so you're going to devise a stratagem. Assuming it's good, you'll shoot, and then you'll reload. If devise a stratagem is bad, then, you know, you'll do that, and then your second action will be something else, and your third action will be something else, and you don't have to worry about reloading. But it's got a 90-foot increment. It's got Fatal Aim D12. And that means that if you hold the weapon in 2 hands, it gains the Fatal trait with a D12, which obviously is very fucking good. So if you crit, it's nuts. That means the damage goes up to D12, and you add a D12, and then double it all. That's pretty good. But if you hold it in one hand, basically you just don't get the fatal trait, but you hold it in one hand. So I think probably what you want to do then is keep it in one hand most of the time. And that allows us to do quick tincture, because that requires a free hand. So keep it in one hand most of the time, but then if we roll like a 19 or a 20 on our devise a stratagem, we can spend an action to change to two hands and then fire and get our sweet, sweet, delicious crit. But most of the time, you're going to want to have it in one hand. Again, just a cool system. Okay. And, you know, it's a +6 here, but that's because it's not using intelligence as the modifier. So normally, it will be a +9 for us when we use it with stratagem. Pretty sweet, right? I'm optimistic about it. Okay, nothing else changed, so that was all my spiel. So also when we're back in town, so I changed everything on Path Builder, and then I re-imported it into the game. And what I should have done is made a new character and then imported it onto that, because I imported it onto Wibble, and that rewrote his whole inventory. So I had to try and go back and remember everything that he had. I think he had around like 17 gold. Or something. And then I spent 3 to buy an alchemist toolkit. And then I think I had not sold any of this other shit. So we're definitely selling the fear gem, because I don't have much interest in that. So that's 10 gold right there. The Bravo's Brew. It's not bad. Especially in an adventure that has a lot of ghosts and stuff. It's not overly shabby, but it also feels wrong to just drink it for an hour, and it might not even happen when I could sell both of them and get 7 more gold, which still feels valuable. I'm definitely going to sell the Skeptic's Elixir. That's just too much money. So that's 25 gold there. You know, we want to get a wand or something. Oak Potion. Yeah, that's going to be 7 gold, 5 silver. Okay. And then we have the Bloodstone. Sell that for 25 silver. We're close to 60 gold, which is what a level 1 wand costs. Yeah, let's just sell them. So that's both of them. We'll sell for 7. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We don't need that shit. We need better, cooler things. Okay, let's see. Let's see what people say are the best wands. Mage Armor, which is no longer called Mage Armor. How does a wand work? Okay, magic wand, first rank spell. I don't know where you decide what spell it has. Just throw that in here. Create a scroll or wand of a specific spell. Drag the spell from the compendium into the inventory. Oh, okay. So spells. It's like Mystic Armor. Yeah, Mystic Armor. So, gain +1 item bonus to AC, max dex modifier +5. So really, I think for us, that would just be like +1 to AC. But it lasts the whole day. So basically, you have it forever. It's a pretty much permanent +1 to your AC. It's not bad. For a melee investigator, I would say, yeah, that's pretty sweet. Heal is, of course, recommended, but the problem with that is I'd have to have the wand in hand at, like, the start of the turn, and then I'd have to use Trick, and then my other 2 actions, I could cast the 2-action heal. But, yeah, I'd have to have the wand in hand. But, that's not that difficult to do if we spread it across 2 turns. So I could agree with heal. You should never leave home without a wand of dinosaur fort. That can't be a spell that exists. It's a spell that exists. It's a level 10 spell, of course. You conjure a primeval fort with walls of sharpened wood adorned with dinosaur skin and teeth, up to 300 feet on a side. Each of the 4 quadrants of the fort is guarded by a Tyrannosaurus. I mean, that's amazing. I love that that exists. But, yeah, certainly a bit out of our reach. Yeah, a lot of it is, like, utility, out of combat, stuff like that. Wand of Invisibility, Wand of Longstrider. Magic Missile, of course. There's some things that you'd rather have on a scroll instead. So a level 1 scroll only costs 4 gold. And you'd get something like Knock. So like Knock on a scroll. It's a level 2, but you wouldn't need to have this necessarily every single day as a wand. You might only need it once in a while, so you'd have a couple scrolls of it. And this just grants a +4 status bonus to any creature that tries to open the target door, lock, or container. Yeah, stuff like that is not bad. I also recommend Augury as a scroll. During the casting of the spell, ask about the results of a particular course of action. The spell can predict results up to 30 minutes into the future and reveal the GM's best guess among the following outcomes: good, bad, mixed, and nothing. Okay. Obviously, again, useless for us, but really, again, just cool, fun utility stuff outside of combat and things like that. I think that's pretty interesting. Lucky number as an option. Level 2. When you cast a spell, roll 1d20 and make a note of the result. You gain the "That's my number" reaction. Once you use the reaction, the spell ends and you become temporarily immune to it. You roll your lucky number as your d20 result on a non-secret attack roll, saving throw, or skill check. You call upon the fortune stored within your lucky number and re-roll the check. Okay. That's interesting. So you don't get to pick the number. You roll a d20 at the start. So if you get like 17, it's basically shit. Because why would you ever want to re-roll a 17? So you're basically hoping for a lucky number of like 1 through 7 or 8 or something. Okay. Obviously, there's just a fucking shit ton of spells. Just absolutely ridiculous amount of spells possible. So it's all the level 1 spells you could grab. Yeah, summon animal is... The summon spells are 3. So we actually cannot do that with tricks. I suppose that's fair. Runic weapon. I mean, honestly, magic missile is probably fine enough without us really getting into it. Or heal. Which one would be more useful? Or grease. Do we take a lot of damage? Yeah. I guess the answer to that is yeah. So let's grab another heal one. Rank 1. Okay. Alright, so that's just going to be worn. I want to leave an empty hand, so we'll have to grab the wand as an interact action if we want to use it. But there you go. And then, yeah, of course, I have to pay for such things. I didn't steal it. 60 gold for that bad boy. Is it worth it? We'll see. Okay, should we get back to the game? Yes, we should. We need to do the Dead Tide for Otari event. So we're going to be coming back later in the evening. I don't know why we would do this. I mean, however you want to describe how we did this. Maybe we came back and we rummaged around a bit, you know, retreading our footsteps for a couple hours and blah, blah, blah. And so now we're going to head out. It's about 6:40. We're going to head back to Otari. Gauntlight isn't yet fully functional, but enough of its magical power has been restored that Belcora activates it as a test firing before proceeding with the more involved process of restoring the artifact to full use. She targets Otari's graveyard, animating the dead within it. The ghost then watches through Gauntlight's lenses, but she can't do much beyond observe, limited as she is to the site of her haunting deep in the Abomination vaults. Gauntlight shudders, and its light suddenly blazes with a sickly, pale blue illumination. This beam arcs south, falling not directly on Otari, but onto the sprawling graveyard located at Otari's western edge. Okay, we got a macro. Oh, which plays some music. Huh. Oh, there it is. Ooh, look at that. That's cool. The light remains fixed on the graveyard and is visible all the way from Gauntlight to the town. There isn't any way for the heroes to impede the beam, as it emanates magically from Gauntlight and can't be stopped from its origin point except by Belcora's will. Although the heroes might hurry directly to the graveyard given the sinister implications of the eerie light, you can still run these events as written if the heroes first take some time to tend to their wounds or otherwise delay. Okay. As the dead are buried, it takes most of them some time to dig free. If the heroes take more than a couple of hours to arrive, Otari's guard have already erected a barrier around the cemetery, but are afraid to enter the grounds for fear of the occasional shuffling corpse that pulled itself free sooner than the others. Dealing with the undead should fall to the heroes. Okay. Dead Tide for Otari. So I think we're going to... We need to stop this music. I think that's all we got. Probably. That's good enough. And we're going to Otari Graveyard. Okay. Looks cool. A bunch of shit here. The soil of Otari's graveyard roils and churns in the eerie blue light. Dozens of skeletons and shambling corpses haul themselves free from the ground and rush to the south. Without any hesitation, the walking dead plummet over the cliff's edge to rain down upon the domes of the Dawnflower Library below. Most of the undead raised by Gauntlet's beam plummet to their grisly destruction over the cliffs, though a few remain in the graveyard. Yet the damage is done. Otari's citizens are horrified and panicked. If the heroes step into the graveyard to take on the few remaining undead, the fight is an important symbolic stand. This is the heroes' first real step toward being recognized as Otari's saviors. A total of 5 skeleton guards and 3 zombie shamblers remain active in the graveyard. These foes technically constitute a severe encounter for second-level characters. Skeletons are unarmed, fight with their claws. The undead are scattered throughout the graveyard, with no undead within 30 feet of any other. Stealth and range tactics could well thin the opposition before they close in. The 4 nearby town guards are horrified by the situation and are unlikely to be of much help. They flee if attacked. Okay. Let's run that fight then. So it's not pre-set up then. We have these here. Okay. So we're looking at 5 skeletons, 3 shamblers. Yeah, that's it. 5 skeletons and 3 shamblers, which is this group. Okay. And we need to spread these out so that they're at least 30 feet from each other. I don't know how you want to measure all this out. That's probably a little too close. I don't know, that's when you bust out the ruler and yeah, okay. Okay. Where else did I even put them? Here. That's okay, yeah, that's good. 30 feet is... Okay, that's a little too close. Fine. That should be fine. Okay, we'll do that. And then we gotta get our crew ready to engage. We went back to Buzzards. Why is that always that way? Why are you the way that you are? Your name is Buzzard. And you use this thing. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, something like that. And why did we switch to that music again? We just need some sort of combat, skittering darkness music is good enough for me. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so we're gonna get everything in the encounter. We don't need any guards to help us. We're not gonna convince them to do that. Yeah, it is a severe encounter. But Garziel was defending. The rest of them were... There you go. And let's roll them bones. Okay. Yeah, Ted really did not roll too well. Okay. And we need to get them visible. Okay. Botha goes first. Could probably just summon our buddy. So the skeletons are as written, -1, but they don't have weapons, they just have claws. Yeah, really pretty easy. She could probably... Her... Wait a minute. Yeah, we rested at some point. Did I? No, maybe I wouldn't have. I don't think I would have. Because not the way that I described it. I think that's the whole point of this encounter, is that you're meant to do this at the end of the day when you're kind of drained. So we could get the focus pool back. We can allow that. But yeah, I think I'm spent otherwise. Why does that say that? Yeah, we can get our focus pool stuff back. Okay, so otherwise, Hatha does not have much. But I think life boost on these fuckers is pretty potent. So we have to be within 30 feet, which would be there. So she'll move there and then cast life boost. I'm pretty certain. Yeah, okay. Apparently there are undead that have the fast healing trait. But I think they're healing themselves with, like, negative energy, whereas this is specifically vitality. And specifically says it deals vitality energy damage to undead. So I think we're okay. Okay. And then for her third action, I don't know. We'll put guidance on Buzzard, because we do stuff like that. Buzzard's gonna go, and he's going to rage, just because that's what he does. And he's going to sudden charge, so striding twice. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh no, we did it wrong. 5. Let's see, but that's 15. 20. 25. 10. 15, 20. Okay, there you go. Diagonal is the way to go. And we'll use guidance. Critical miss. 1, baby. Wibble fizzle crank. So he's got a range of 90 on this gun, dude. It's insane. So his first action, of course, will be to devise a stratagem. Okay, we don't need to zoom in on devise a stratagem. I don't like that macro. How do we disable that thing from occurring ever? I don't know, and that worries me. Shit. Shit! I don't know. I have no idea which one that is. That's annoying. Oh well. So he rolled an 18 for his devise a stratagem, which means that, of course, he's going to fucking fire. So it automatically allows us to use that and use intelligence. So there you have it. Everything we need. So he got a 27 because there was no doubt about that. And that's a crit. So look at that. A lot better already. Kapow! Yeah, so I could have switched to 2 hands, but we didn't even need it. And then he'll reload as his 3rd action. Alright, this guy. So basically, they're just moving on their 3 actions for 75 feet. We're not going to be too generous. 5, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. Garziel! I know I put life boost on this, but there's not much else Garziel can do. So he'll just move there and swing. And miss. Okay. I didn't track how many squares that was. 5, 10, 15. Okay, he had to move twice, so that's his turn. Okay, all the rest of the undead. And the zombies are slow, so they only get 2 actions. I feel like he would go over the gravestones as, like, difficult terrain. So let's say that's 10. That's 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. This guy takes 2 damage from fast healing. And then is going to try and claw Garziel's brains out. Miss. Again. Miss. Again. Critical miss. Done. This is a severe encounter. Let's see. Just straight movement. How far can you go here? Yeah, it's good enough for me if it's good enough for you. Right there. Zombie Shambler. Similar rules. 50 feet straight up. Easy peasy. Next one. A little trick here. 5, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Claw. Hit. 1d4 plus 2. For 3 damage to Buzzard. Just pissing him off even more. Botha does not have much to do during this fight, I would say. But she can Caustic Blast, as always. To catch 1. Go there, I suppose. Roll that damage. Nice. It's dead no matter what, unless it crits succeeds. It did not. You're dead. Buzzard will target this thing and swing. Miss! Oh no, Buzzard! Again! Critical miss! Oh no, Buzzard! Again! Alright, there you go. 11 damage is good enough. Okay, Wibble Fizzlecrank. Dude, he's gonna snipe this Shambler. Gonna snipe it good. Don't do it. Okay, it didn't zoom in. 12 is gonna be good enough for me. So let's fire. Yep. All correct. Go. 21 is a hit. 7 damage. He will reload. Oh wait, I skipped. Okay. 5, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So he'll get up to Buzzard. Garziel. Come on, man. You got shit to do here. You should not have your shield raised. Okay, good hit. This thing was gonna be dead anyways, but don't tell Garziel that. Dead. Okay, so he's got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You could raise his shield, or you could sort of get in there to help tank. He's gonna throw his body in front of Buzzard and go right there. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Right there. Yeah. Okay, now you are dead. You're not healing anything. Please don't do that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, whatever. This one, however, too dumb for go for flanks. She's had her sights set on Buzzard, so she's going for Buzzard. This is her one attack. It's a fist or her jaws. Well, it's a fist. It's a hit. Garziel may use Liberating Step. Yes, he will do that. So that blocks 4 damage. Done. Batha. Let's get... what is the range on this? 30 feet. I think you may have to step up, my lady. So we're gonna go there. And, she's gonna... Yeah, sorry, Buzzard. You'll be fine. Someone will heal you. I don't know which one's which, so just roll all these. Buzzard rolled well. So half damage to Buzzard, full damage to that skeleton, which was already dead. Half to that other skeleton. Double damage to that zombie. Nice. Alright, Buzzard is going to go for this thing right here. No problem. God, Buzzard, what happened? What happened to you, Buzzard? What? What? What are these rolls? Oh my god. This is the worst Buzzard has ever done. Alright, let's go for that zombie shambler. Another 70. Dude, his stratagem rolling is quite excellent. Crit. Yeah, then I'll reload. Okay, this skeleton right here is going to take advantage of the... Would it take advantage of the flank? No, they're too stupid. He's just going to attack Buzzard. It's going to hit. Buzzard is not having a great go of it. He'll swing again and miss, and swing again and probably miss. Yeah. Okay, Garziel. Garziel will take advantage of this flank. Good. 7 damage. Dead. Then he'll target the Shambler a second time. I don't think you can demoralize Shamblers. Immune to all mental effects. So... probably demoralizes a mental effect? It sure is. Okay. Forget that. Second attack is just going to be right here. It's going to be a hit. See, Buzzard, that's all it takes. Oh, yeah, they're weak to slashing damage. God. And then he'll raise his shield, even though it's a little unnecessary. Alright, this one is going to fist him. Going to fist him. And that is that. 2 actions. Third one. 5, 10, 15. And we'll fist him. Miss. Yeah, Garziel's a bit of a tank now. Okay, Botha, another caustic blast, because we love it. Right there. Full damage. Pitiful. I don't even want to roll this. I mean, it's 1 damage. Either way. Oh, no, unless you take a crit. Okay. Buzzard is quite upset. But he'll sudden charge over here. There you go, my friend. There you go. And then his third action right here. Oh, there you go. Yeah, 38 damage. Dead. Okay, end encounter. 105 XP for that. It's pretty good. This is the easy XP. Let's just do that event multiple times. But that's not the end of it. I know for a fact. Belcor watches with amusement from afar as the heroes deal with the undead. As soon as that fight ends, though, she decides it's time to test Gauntlet's primary function, teleporting monsters in among her enemies. Belcor takes a moment to order her apprentice Volok to bring one of the Scalathraxes from Area D10 into Area D9. This delay grants the heroes a few minutes to recover from their previous fight. Okay, a few minutes. What am I going to recover? Oh, well, his rage ends, but then he can rage again after a few minutes. Okay, so that works. His rage ends. Most things aren't going to be a few minutes. I can't focus. So there's not much I can do, really. I mean, you wouldn't know that going in. But I guess we'd sort of, like, gather up and discuss the situation. I mean, probably we'd, like, go to the edge here and look at the carnage. See if there's any undead over there that need to be taken care of. But we'll say we're just right here, and let's delete all these other corpses. Less effects on the screen. Okay, so that's where we're at. An instant after Gauntlet's beam shines upon the heroes, a spider-like Scalathrax manifests in their midst, and just as quickly, Gauntlet goes dark. The aberration uses stealth to determine its initiative and immediately attacks, fighting to the death. Okay, we have that Scalathrax right here. So let's have it roll a stealth for its initiative. Of course, we need an active encounter. That is very high, and that's higher than anyone's perception. And it's probably just going to go first, so... Oh, Wibble. Okay, so we have a fun scenario here. So Wibble knows... Because the stealth was rolled against his passive perception, which is 18. That means that Wibble knows that there's something nearby, like his spidey sense is tingling. But the creature is undetected to him. So he doesn't even know what square it is to look in. I believe that's how it works. Yes. Okay. Anyone who rolls stealth higher than the perception DC is undetected, but not necessarily unnoticed. If the perceiving party goes first, they know something is up, but have to spend actions figuring it out and finding the stealthy party. I think the problem, though, on the player's part, comes down to the seek action. Does he have that? No. So if we go to the seek action, you scan an area for signs of creatures or objects, possibly including secret doors or hazards. Choose an area to scan. It's almost always 30 feet or less in any dimension. So yeah, we'd basically like go to a measurement, and we'd say, okay, this is, you know, your let's see, no, no. How do you square something like this? Or can we just make a template or something? No, that is the template. I like how uneven it is, but something like that. Okay, but it won't let me just make it to appear. But yeah, so basically that sort of area. And it's like, okay, well, you know, as a player, show me the area that you're looking in, you know? And then the player would say, okay, I look here. And then you roll your seek action, you know? And then or I think it might be a secret roll or something. Yeah, it's a secret roll for you. So then you might fail because you picked the wrong area, or you might fail because you rolled low. You have no idea of knowing. You know, that's so undetected, quite powerful, and probably they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you. So I think in this case, Wibble is gonna just kind of back up, sort of be next to Garziel. He doesn't know exactly where this creature is, but something like that. We could quick tincture as well, and then drink something if we wanted to do that. Actually, yeah, he could throw a smoke bomb. That's kind of cool. Let's do that, because concealed's... I mean, concealed's not amazing, but it's better than not having it. So let's quick tincture. So I've got the versatile vials here, so we'll use one. And then we're going to use a smoke ball. So it's a 5-foot burst. Yeah, do I want to protect Garziel or Buzzard? Buzzard's been having a tough time of it. So we'll go here. And target the two of them. And they are both concealed. For 1 minute or until dispersed by a strong wind. Okay, I think I know the setting, actually, that's fucking with us. It's, it's one of these from the workbench, I think. Thing? Oh god, I don't know if I want to go through all this at the moment. Or maybe it's just in the default settings of some sort of automation. No, I don't remember where it is. Oh, here, auto dismiss. No. I mean, in general, I like that it dismisses automatically. So, yeah, I guess I don't want to fuck with that. I just wonder if there's another way to create, like, an effect like that, you know? I mean, there's probably somewhere in here, like, smoke effect or something that I could find, but, oh, that would be way more than I cared to do. So, yeah, we don't care. We don't care. We know the status of things. I'm sure there's some way to do it. A drawing tool? You can just draw a rectangle? There you go. There's our smoke effect. Very lame. Very old school. Okay, Scalthrax. He's going. He's level 4. He's got a Venom. Got oily scales. He can spend 2 actions to spray toxic oil in a 15-foot cone. Yeesh. I feel like it's probably his best bet, though, right? Unless it says recommends some sort of thing. Immediately attacks fighting to the death. So, yeah, it's going to move in. And what is it going to get with its cone here? It could get... It can't get all 4. No, there's be no position where it could get all 4, I think. Okay. So it's just going to go for... maybe those 3? Maybe those 3? Okay, it's going to go for those 3. And it's here, by the way, to do that. Okay. So, we're going to... Yeah, we have to do it this way. And then they have to all roll their reflex. We had 2 critical fails. That's very bad. Yeah, this is very bad. Okay, so the success from Buzzard, he takes 1d8 poison damage. So that's 7 damage to Buzzard. Then the critical failures, Jesus. They take 4d8 poison damage. Oh god, he rolled insanely high. So Wibble and Garziel take 26 damage, instantly knocking out Wibble. Christ. That was insanely bad. Okay, and then they also get the toxic oil effect. Okay, and obviously it's visible now. Jesus. We're gonna look at this badass. Oh! Oh, this thing just emerges from the shadows. Dumps toxic oil all over him. Horrible. Wibble's probably screaming in agony. Okay, what does Botha have? Going into this with no spells is rough. We don't have the Wand of Heal. We don't have much. She could life boost Wibble. Yeah, let's life boost Wibble just to, oops. Just to keep him around. And then, for other 2 actions, I don't know. Caustic Blast. Give it a little taste of its own medicine. Nice. Okay, what you got? Plus 13 on your roll. Great. 4 damage. Alright, Buzzard. You're pissed, Buzzard. You're pissed. And you're gonna make up for your failures last time. You're gonna rage. And then you're gonna sudden charge. I don't think it has an op. Does not. Okay, and then you're swinging. Oh yeah, you're hitting. Oh yeah, 15 damage to that bitch. Good. Alright, Garziel. It's not looking good. Let me just do one more. Can a champion lay on hands when using a shield and one-handed weapon? Yes, you can lay on hands holding 2 things. You can use this while holding something in your hand, but not if you're restrained or otherwise unable to gesture freely. Okay, so he could lay on hands himself. He heal for 6. Alternatively, he demoralizes it. Healing for 6 is probably better. Using a potion, though, is honestly tricky. Because I think he has to, like... Again, I want to... Find Pathfinder First Edition. Why is this not like a common question? I wonder if a lot of people just hand wave this kind of thing. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Two actions is as fast as it gets. This is why two-handed weapons full shields are such a trade-off. So you can use an interact action, which might be listed here. Yeah, you use an interaction to swap a held item for another. So you'd have to use one action to swap his shield for the potion. Then he would use a second interact action, or the use action, whatever it is, to drink said potion. Then he could either swing, or demoralize, or draw his shield again. But he wouldn't be able to raise it. He would just get the +2 to AC. But getting 2d8 plus 5 hit points is pretty good, considering this creature is probably about to wail on his ass. And he's at 10. So if he doesn't do this, he'll almost certainly die. So we're going to do it that way. He's going to swap to this potion. He's going to drink said potion, which heals for 14. Not Scalathrax. God damn it. Okay, heals for 14. And then he's going to... He swap back to the shield. Should he demoralize? Demoralize could be pretty big for everybody involved. Alright, he's going to try to demoralize. He's going to be the team player. Failure by 1. Damn it. So close. Okay, Wibble Fizzle Crank. Heals for 2. He has a lot of effects on him, but he's conscious. He could crawl away rather than standing up. But no, his first action will be to stand. His second action will be to move here. And then his third action will be... Oh, boy. I could just shoot and hope for the best. Or I could quick tincture to just have something on hand for next turn. Or I could draw the Wand of Heal. I think that's probably the best thing. Okay, we're gonna draw the Wand of Heal. Put it in our hand for now. Alright, Scalathrax. He's going to jaw him. Hitting. For 12 damage. And then Garziel has to make a DC 21 Fortitude save. Which he does, thankfully. So he avoids becoming clumsy and slowed. Then his second attack will be another jaw. Another hit. That's bad. Another 13 damage. Dropping him. And then Scalathrax's third will be a jaw against Buzzard. Missing. Okay, fuck. Botha is going to, move here. She's going to take Garziel's minor healing potion out, and then she's going to administer it to him, which should be her whole turn. So 3 healing. But that prevents him from being unconscious, which most importantly means that he does count for flanking for Buzzard. That's all I really wanted. Because Buzzard's going to crit, and it's going to be phenomenal. Buzzard missed on a 4. Dude, this is not Buzzard's day. There he goes! Crit! 35 damage. Boom! Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, alright. And then Garziel will, of course, stand. He's got to try to swing. And it's a hit. I think this is going to be it. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Done. Oof! Jeez. That's basically how we do combats now. It's just pray desperately for Buzzard to crit. And he usually does once, and then it's all good. End encounter. Another 80 XP for everybody. Yeah, no inventory. Alright, up to 635 out of 1,000. That was a little dicey. It was a little dicey. Once Gauntlight has delivered the Scalthrax and gone dark, it will be at least a month before the artifact can return to a point where Belcora can activate it again. She might do so to animate more undead, or teleport another monster into town, either to attack the heroes directly or to simply spread panic. Of course, the townsfolk have no idea about this schedule, and the fear that Gauntlight could shine again at any moment has the citizens terrified. People fear to go outside after dark, and rumors about Belcora's return run rampant. Assuming the heroes played a key and visible role in defeating the undead and the Scalathrax, they're soon contacted by Mayor Osef Menhemes, who asks them to do what they can to find out what caused this event, and if possible, prevent it from occurring again. Feel free to have other town notables be present at this time, give the heroes the chance to rise to the occasion. In any event, Osef promises a reward of 50 gold pieces per hero from the town treasury if they return to Gauntlight Keep and see to it that Gauntlight never shines on Otari again. By the time we accomplish that, won't 50 gold pieces be pretty minor? Okay. Alright, so I think that's sort of your time scale, which is a pretty minor one. But, like, in a month, there'll be another attack. Okay, I guess. It's fairly minor. Alright, let's go back to this. Okay, so we're gonna rest and replenish, do all that sort of stuff. So let's rest for the night, get all that shit back. Perform our daily crafting. Give this to Garziel. We're gonna hand wave all the medicine checks, the healing checks. That'll all occur. We'll do the crafting checks as well. Get his shield back up to full. You know, really replenish ourselves. Damn it. There you go. That's no longer in effect. That's no longer in effect. This goes up to, whoops. There's no easy way to do that. So 4. Rest for the night. Okay, good. You don't have that. Buzzard, full health. Rest for whatever good that does you. Okay. And now we will accelerate time. Advance to dawn. And we'll head out at 8 a.m. There's no huge rush, right? Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. So let's head back to the second floor, I think is where we were exploring. Yeah, here we are. So we will go this way. We will explore this narrow crevice, I guess. I wonder if you have to squeeze through here. It's certainly pretty tight. At the north end of this small cave, the mouth of a swampy, flooded cavern yawns. A few ruined rowboats lie in heaps on the floor of this cavern, strewn next to tangled coils of rope. Remnants of a pulley system hang from the ceiling. Oh, we're investigating. So that's Botha, who's not good, really. Oh, she's okay. Nice. Several swaths of disturbed earth litter the muddy floor between this cavern and the flooded cavern to the north, as though left by the movements of a large serpentine creature. Botha realizes that they were left by a drake. A drake, huh? Ate the drake. Okay, well, we were going to, we're going to be defending and scouting, of course. Oh, and this is where we first came down here. So we went through this. Oh, no, we wouldn't actually realize that because we came in through here. So no, we don't know what this is. We're going to fight the river drake, though. I mean, you know, that's got to happen. So we're standing here. Tangles of roots hang from the low ceiling of this flooded cavern, the roof of which is a mere 3 feet above the murky water. Oh, Jesus. So this is dim. The water is on average 10 feet deep. Dude, we would not go into that. Actually, that would be insane. We know there's a drake nearby, and there's 10 feet deep water with a 3-foot clearance. No. Better to have this encounter, like, on the above ground, on the first level. That this drake comes out. But, no, we would not fuck with that. I can't even be that stupid. So there's a locked door here. Door to this room is locked. Its key is long lost. The hero can force it open the successful DC 20 athletics checks or pick the lock with 3 successful DC 20 thievery checks. Well, fuck that, guards. He was just gonna bust it open. Nope, he failed to bust it open. Oh, well, Buzzard. Yeah, Buzzard has to prove his strength. I forgot. Oh, Buzzard. Oh, Buzzard. Okay, then Wibble will come up and try and pick the lock. Oh, he's actually terrible at this. I forgot. His dexterity got tanked. No, this door is stymieing us. Okay. Well, forget that. Alright, well then we're gonna go back to... Yeah, we could attempt the Major Domo fight again, but... probably wait till level 3 for that. So let's go up here. We'll do our normal tactic of kicking open the door. Doors. Shabab. There's nothing in here. Oh, okay. This long 10-foot wide hallway has a vaulted ceiling arching to 12 feet high. 3 broken metal brackets hang from the ceiling, one to the south, one to the north, and one in the middle, although what the frames once held is unclear. The floor is strewn with pieces of rotten wood and twisted metal. To the north, pale green light shimmers around a closed door's frame. Oh yeah, look at that. DC 28 perception check. He has to crit. He does not. Definitely does not see it. Alright. Let's, go through this door. Oh, roll a secret DC 10 perception for each hero before they enter this room to hear the sound of metal clanging and wood splintering. A hero who specifically listens before entering automatically hears the sound. I mean, I can roll it, but I don't know what difference it'll make. Okay, so Garziel hears sound of metal clanging and wood splintering. What would he do differently? Nothing, I guess, other than, like, roaring and charging in with all his, you know, gusto. Which, you know, this is probably where you'd roll, like, intimidation, I guess, for his initiative. Not that he would really want to do that, but his perception is shit. His intimidation is better. So yeah, let's do it that way. And Buzzard will be close at his heels. This long room smells of rust and grime. Stacks of splintered furniture, pieces of weapons and armor, frayed coils of rope, jagged shards of metal, and other bits of trash lie in heaps along the walls of the room. A cold, unlit forge sits in an alcove to the west. To the north, several heavy timbers are wedged up against the door to keep it shut. 2 Ghost Queen Morlock engineers toil at assembling a pair of broken ballistas. They prefer to use their junk launchers from a distance for as long as they can. They do their best to capture the heroes alive. So, okay. I mean, yeah. So, it doesn't discuss, like, what to do with the rest of the Morlocks if Growlgust is dead. And now it's been, like, 2 days or something since that occurred. And these Morlocks are still in here just, like, tinkering for him. It doesn't really make much sense. But I'm not going to try, and we're just running encounters. That's what we want to do. So, yeah, obviously these are visible. Add everything to that. Garziel is going to use intimidation for his initiative. Okay, so he rolled a nice 20. And then everyone else can roll their numbers. And we can switch up our music a little bit to get some combat. Begin encounter. All right, Buzzard. Buzzard, he's had a rough couple days. He's raging. 5. Are we counting this as difficult terrain? Probably. So that would be 10, so 15, yeah. And then this would be 25 if you wanted to do that. Sure. He's pissed. He missed again. Buzzard, no. There you go. Something at least. All right, 15 damage to the engineer. It's something. Okay, this guy in the back. He wants to use his junk launcher. Projectile launcher, deadly D8, range increment 50 feet, versatile piercing. Okay. Yeah, we don't really have any hazards in here or anything like that. They just have their junk launchers. So that's pretty much what he's going to do. So he'll back up against the wall. Try and shoot Buzzard. This kick-ass gun. And fail miserably. Shoot him again. Fail miserably. Roll double 3s. Yeesh. Yeesh. Okay, Garziel. Garziel's going to lose that. He's going to demoralize this thing. Roll a critical failure. Then he's going to strike said creature. And hit. For 6 damage. And then he's going to... Oh, I don't know. Probably just raise his shield. I don't know what else he would do. He could move and cut him off from, like, retreating back to that other guy. So this would be 10. And then this would be 20. Okay, Wibble Fizzle Crank will move here into position. And then he's going to devise a stratagem. So he rolled a 9. That means that with his +9 that he'd get on the roll, it'd be an 18. Now, I already know, of course, for a fact that this thing has an AC of 18. So it's a little cheaty. But a little cheating never hurt anybody. 10 damage. Wow. Okay, so this Morlock Engineer... He is certainly a little trapped. Theoretically, he could just do this. I think that's allowed. Yeah. So he could do this, but that would be 10 feet. And then this would be 20 feet. And then he'd be here for 25 feet. Then he'll target Garziel and shoot his junk launcher. And crit, unfortunately. 23 damage. Because I didn't raise my shield. Ow! And miss on the second one. Okay, and then Botha. She'll move in. And she'll use her heal wand. Yeah. We always have it on hand. So. Nice. Big heal. Boom. Buzzard is going to move up. Let's see, that would be 10, 20, 25. He'll try and just kill this thing. Hit. 12 damage. It's not dead? Fuck. Alright, he'll try and finish it. Yeah, boy! Oh, max damage, 16. Good. This other guy, oh. He'll probably go out the door, but he'll go there. Yeah, because opening the door for him, it's an interact action. So he'd move there, interact, and then he'd have to move again. That would be his whole turn. He'd be out in the hallway. So he's just going to move against the door and then turn and fire. I don't think this thing does not have the reload thing. It should, but it doesn't. Okay, he hits for 9 damage. We will use Liberating Step, actually. Here you go. And then he'll shoot a second time. Also hitting. Oh, we have to make sure to turn off this. Another 9 damage to Buzzard. He's got a lot of health. He can take it. Wait, how does that... Oh, because he gets temp health. Yeah. Okay. Garziel's going to move up. He's going to swing. He's going to miss. And he knows better than to get in Buzzard's way, so he'll step back. Wibble Fizzlecrank. Where are we going to stand to get... Technically... technically that counts. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's right next to him, but that doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter anymore. Then he'll devise a stratagem. I don't think I actually have... I can't fire, though. Because last time I moved, devised, fired. This time I moved and devised. I have to reload. My alternative is to just punch him. With my free hand. Alright. It's not that much worse. There you go. Sucker punched his ass for 8 damage. Pow! Alright, Botha. I don't know. I guess, you know, move up here and use Caustic Blast. We love it. We stand Caustic Blast in this world. Yep. It's just a bunch of rolls to do like 1 damage. Yep. Great. Alright, Buzzard's gonna step up. Swing, bada bada, and miss. Dude, Buzzard is having such a rough day. Double misses. And that's where he stays. Alright, this guy's gonna open the door and move out and shoot Buzzard again. And whittle him down. 7 damage to Buzzard. Five, 10, 15, 20. This fight is going on way too long. Nope. I guess we'll try to demoralize this guy. Which I should have done first. Yeah, see, I don't think. Alright, we succeeded. He is frightened 1. Okay, Wibble does not have line of sight, so we're in kind of a similar predicament. Yeah, gonna have to move here. And then he's just gonna reload and fire. So we'll actually use Dex on this one. Okay, and we crit. It's a bummer because we don't get Fatal or Sneak Attack. So it's the worst crit he could possibly do. Pretty, yeah. He rolled double 1s? Oh no, it's a 1d8. So nearly the worst crit that he could possibly do. Awesome. Botha will use Caustic Blast again. This is just such a great fight. Really rewarding. It all comes down to Buzzard. Well, the fact that Wibble keeps having to fucking move all the time. That's terrible. 6 damage from Caustic Blast. It's more. That was more than Wibble's crit from his gun. Shameful. Buzzard 5, 10, 15. Come on, Buzzard. Miss. Oh my god. Miss. Oh my god. I mean, this guy, of course, he's going to try to keep moving. His strategy is working. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And he's going to target Garziel. He's hitting. Like, This strategy is working. This engineer can't be stopped. Okay. $5, $10, $15. Shit. 25. Yeah, he'll just spend 2 actions to get there. Oh my god. This guy is unbelievable. And Wibble still has to move and reload. He's not even going to bother. No, he's not even going to bother. He's going to move twice or whatever. He's just going to get there and reload. And hopefully be in position. Voth has done more damage than anybody with their caustic blasts. This is ridiculous. Oh, God. And he takes no damage. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. There we go. Another hit. Shameful. Okay, hit twice. Come on. Just give me a high roll. Fucking hell. Still not enough. This guy still can take another turn. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Target Garziel. He's unstoppable. He's unstoppable. He's super accurate. Okay. Garziel. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Unbelievable. There we go. I think it's over. 8 damage. Done. Holy shit. What a fight that was. But it was worth 120 XP for some reason. And see, had I just had them be like, oh, no, I guess I'll just use my Warhammer. And they stand there and then they get obliterated from flanking. Like, yeah, I mean, they would have died a lot quicker, almost certainly. But he decided to run and kind of kite them. And it worked out to his advantage. I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously he still died, but look, he did a number on us. So they have the projectile launcher, which you could use. I don't know if they were allowed to use projectile launcher as much as I did. They only had 5 handfuls of junk. But whatever. I mean, the players wouldn't know that, right? Probably. I think it's got Warhammer, but it's worth 1 gold, so. Oh boy, that was an experience. Let's patch some people up. Nice crit. That's exactly what we're looking for. Not as good, but okay. All right. That was quite exciting. So we're up to 750 XP. Pop open this door. The air here is cool and moist. A low stone wall sits to the east. Armor, weapons, and tools lie in heaps in the north. This well drops 40 feet down to a large pool of water in a natural reservoir in area C40 below. Anyone who leans over the well can attempt a DC 15 perception check. So Wibble hears a strange sound drifting up from below, splashing combined with what sounds like a small crowd. These noises come from the gibbering mouther that lives below, but it remains out of sight of anyone peering down the well. The rope and bucket once used to draw water up from below are long gone, but the metal bracket in the ceiling is sufficiently strong to anchor a rope supporting the heroes. And there's a heap of gear here. So we've got a rapier, studded leather armor, 3 of them. Why does studded leather armor seem so shit? AC bonus 0, dex modifier 0? That can't be correct. That can't not be correct. No. AC bonus 2, dex modifier 3. Cap 3. Check penalty -1. Yeah, okay. Some thieves' tools. Okay, that's worth a decent little chunk of change. And a healing potion for Garziel. As for the rest, the rapiers are probably worth it. Let's give that to Garziel to hold. The studded leather, kind of okay to sell. We'd get 4 gold, 50, or 5 silver out of it. But it's 3 extra bulk. And, you know, not even... I guess maybe if we chuck it into Garziel's backpack. Yeah. Okay, he's fine. We'll sell that. Oh, and 13 gold. You are not showing 13 gold here, buddy. So there should be 13 gold. Which we will then give to Wibble. Alright, good thing I read it. I don't know why there's a disconnect there. Well, we're obviously not climbing down the fucking well. That's insane. And the door to the north. Removing the timbers from blocking the door. Simple enough 3-round activity. Well, we're going to do that. Yeah, they like that sound effect. Okay. Garziel will pop in. Alcoves along the walls might once have been storerooms, but the stone shelves are all empty. The room smells foul. The foul odor is due to the room's use as a prison. Of the 4 Osprey thieves who stole into the dungeon from Cook's Nook, only 3 survive. Gorul Vetters, Shad Nunder, and Ziskili Theed. All 3 are clad in rags and are suffering from malnutrition and fear. Each bears a bird tattoo on the right shoulder that indicates membership in the Osprey Club. Okay, and we get, what, another society check each time we see it? Come on, Wibble, this is what you do. There you go, crit! He's like, oh my god, I realize now! These guys are thieves in the Thieves Guild and the Osprey Club and all that. The thieves recount their harrowing time as the prisoners of the Morlocks if asked, and are eager to be let out of the dungeon. They thankfully accept their gear, if offered, but really only want to return to Otari. If the heroes lead them up to the surface, the thieves can safely return to Otari on their own, otherwise chances are good that a dire fate meets them. On the other hand, Yinya Smera pays well for the rescue. Yeah, I mean, we'll lead them to the surface for sure. What's the harm? And we get 50 gold for doing it. This is called min-maxing. Hell yeah. I mean, I feel like it'd be tough to not get that 50 gold, though. You'd have to be really just some homicidal maniacs and be like, what? Humans in my dungeon? Blah! And just slaughter them, I guess. So there you go. They're gone now. We rescued them. We're the saviors of the land. And probably, I would say, during that time, I guess probably an hour passed. So we'll treat their wounds again. Oh, and we need light. Aziz, light! Okay. And then more treat wounds, because we love it. Thank goodness for this macro, that's pretty sweet. Okay, it's enough. It's enough. Treat wounds. It's enough. Good. We're all good. Okay. Then I don't think we did any focus. Maybe Botha. No, we're good. All right, moving on. We've got a door here. We love doors. We live for doors. Boom, door. Broken down torture instruments lie in half-collapsed heaps on the floor here. To the north slumps a ruined stretching rack, while to the south a pillory lies fallen on the floor. Rusty tongs and chains, frayed and rotten whips, and other implements lie on tottering shelves. Belcora used this room to punish insolent servants, or when she was bored and needed something to distract her. A hero searching the room, Wibble, who succeeds a DC 18 perception check, naturally. Finds the secret door to the south, which opens when a rusted ring on the wall is pulled down sharply. Oh, we gotta... Finally finding secret doors. Of course. Okay, so we got a door to the west and a door to the south. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, I guess let's check this room. A hero searching this dead end spots the secret door with a successful... Oh no, we didn't necessarily see it. We gotta roll a DC 18 perception check. And we failed. So that door does not exist. It's dead to us. Okay, what about this door? Oh god, I mean... It's gonna be horrible. We're gonna close the door immediately. Okay. The walls of this circular room are smooth and gray. A ribbon of pale blue light coils and slithers through the air, connecting the floor at the center of the room to the ceiling 15 feet above. The points where this light touches the stone above and below seethe and writhe, as if the stone itself were suffering from an infection. The desiccated remains of an enormous worm lie slumped around the ribbon, forming a crescent of shriveled and tattered purple flesh. One of Belcora's favorite pets dwelt in this room, a purple worm she transported into the chamber from the Darklands. For all the creature's bestial power, it was entirely dependent on Belcora for sustenance, as the keep's walls are indestructible. After Belcora's death, the worm starved to death. The ribbon of ghostly light is a manifestation of Gauntlet's mounting power. This eerie light churns in a 5-foot diameter burst at the room's center. Again, the visual effect is just great. It's a great little touch. Any living creature ending its turn within it takes 2d6 damage with a DC 16 basic reflex save, and undead creatures regain HP of the same amount. Okay. Digging into the dried worm's carcass. That would be a stretch. I can't imagine that's going to be an all-common option for players. But needless to say, there's nothing of value for us there. Moving on. We have some narrow hallways. We have another door here. Into position, as always. This is what we do. This is what we do. And you raise your shield. Boom. Skeletal giant. Visible. This is gonna be shit. A ruined table and several destroyed chairs lie in a heap in the middle of this room, along with several large bones. As the heroes enter the room, the bones shudder and pull together. This takes one round, so swift characters can exit the room before the bones assemble, at which time they fall back into place. Oh, okay, we got a macro. Hold on. Okay, so we have 1 round to do whatever we want. So let's get in here. Let's roll initiative. This is a low threat, especially because we have a round to like get into position, which is awesome. Again, I don't know if players would do that. And I think it is more common that they would just like close the door or rush out or something like that if they see, you know, if the DM describes a bunch of bones begin to assemble themselves in the middle of the room. But, you know. Botha will delay for now. Okay, Garziel, 5, 10, 15, 20. He'll go here and get his shield raised, which is fine. Buzzard will go here and he will rage in anger at these assembling bones. Wibble will just move here. And that's kind of it. And then Botha will go here and I don't know. I feel like we're going to massacre this thing. Its initiative is shit. We get a full round to beat the crap out of it. I don't know. I don't think we need to do much. Alright, and then it assembles. And now Garziel goes. So, first... Again, yeah, it's a skeleton. We can't demoralize it, unfortunately. Try and trip it or something, but we'll just swing. And hit. On an 8. Gee, man, its AC is garbage. It's just got a lot of health. Okay. No damage. Oh, yeah. Because we're using slashing weapons. That's true. That's, yeah, that's very true. But Buzzard's crits don't give a shit. Swing. Oh, yeah, baby. Critting on a 16. Makes you feel good inside. At level 2, boom, 27 damage. Your 5 resistance don't mean shit. Roll +4. That's a hit. 15 damage or 10 damage, really. And we'll roll one more time, and it's a hit. This might be over already. Dead. Dude, we've destroyed it. That's good. That's good. I don't know how damaging it would have been. Not too bad. I mean, +12 on its glaive, 1d8 +7. If it crit with that glaive, it'd be pretty terrifying. Had we not gotten the extra round, you know, it could have done some broad swipes, maybe. Actually, it could have broad swiped against Wibble and Buzzard, which would have been pretty bad. Yeah, but it's dead. Do we want to take its glaive? 2 bulk for 4 gold? No. But the half plate, 3 bulk for 36 gold. We want to grab that. So let's give that to Buzzard to hold on to. Yeah, put that in your backpack. Oh, that still encumbers him. Yeah, half plate is rough. Or does Garziel want to wear this? What is Garziel wearing? Splint mail. Half plate's worth a lot more. Okay, let me just see. So he's got a 21 AC with this. Or... Okay, this is large. That's probably not good. I don't think we get much benefit out of this. And I don't think any of us can carry it. Its bulk is massive. Now, no one's going to be able to hold this without being encumbered. No. So, fuck it. Just dump it back onto the corpse. Oh well, it's a nice thought. And I guess, like, if we were just like, okay, let's hold it and go back to town and sell it. Sure. You know, you could. You could certainly do that. Okay. Let's, go... Why are you still encumbered? That's why. Okay, let's go this way. And while shuffling around, you know, his rage reset, so that's all good. Okay, and open this door. Oh, we already had been in here, so we'll go to this room. Boom, boom! Hall of Hatred. Uh-oh. Several wide alcoves adorn the walls of this L-shaped hallway. Each alcove contains a small diorama of the same city facing different perils. A massive fire, a devastating tsunami, a thunderous earthquake, an attack by an enormous tentacled monster, and an invasion of an army of undead. Each of the scenes in the alcoves depict the city of Absalom and a different fanciful doom from Belcor's imagination. The stone dioramas are enhanced with minor illusions. Flames flicker, water ripples, and so on. A tiny gauntlet, as though miles distant, sits at the edge of each scene. A hero who succeeds at a DC 16 religion check. Dude, her religion is... She's an atheist. No, she worships Desna. Why do I not have her train in religion? Alright, well, you know, Wibble handles everything. Skill monkey. Okay, but that's studying the last diorama. So that's irrelevant, because we have to deal with the hazard. Belcora had Volek rigged several traps in the hall to punish intruders, one linked to each diorama. Great. Great, great, great. I don't really know which one is which. I feel like this could have been labeled. But I think you just kind of maybe go down the line. So this is a tsunami, and this is the burning city, earthquake, monster, undead uprising. And so a creature steps within 10 feet of the back of a diorama alcove, and it fires an apocalypse beam. Those are really fucking damaging, man. Well, I think he'd step forward and probably go here, and that would trigger the tsunami one here. So we're just gonna roll this one, and then we could maybe decide how we'd bypass the rest. It rolled a 1. Whew. Damn. I mean, it would hit on like a 6. So that was nice. So this massive beam of energy shoots out from the diorama and narrowly avoids missing Garziel, or narrowly avoids hitting Garziel. So now you'd suspect that all the dioramas are trapped. So you either have to do a DC 20 thievery check to quickly deactivate the model before it triggers, or DC 23 stealth to creep by it without triggering it. So I guess Wibble will step up and rush in to try and do this thievery check. He's got a 25% chance. He succeeds, because he's Wibble. The new and improved Wibble. So much better. Okay, so he deactivates that one. I'm iffy about proceeding, though. This is dangerous as hell. But no one else has, I mean, I guess Buzzard has also 5 thievery, funnily enough. And he has more health. So probably he should be the one to do this. Actually, Botha has 6 thievery of all things. But she's the most fragile, so we don't want to do that. Okay, so Buzzard's gonna... He watched Wibble, and he's learned, and he's gonna rush in and do the same thing. Okay, he failed. So now it triggers. This is the earthquake one. And it crit on a 12. That's the problem with having shitty AC, I suppose. 34 damage to Buzzard. Holy shit, he's got 2 health left. You know, just gets rocketed back. Ow! We've got 2 more to go. I mean, Garzio could continue to try and tank him. If Wibble takes a shot like that, I mean, he's in bad shape. But he'll try. Failure. So he takes this monster beam. Oh, God. Plus 16 is insane. Yep, crit. Okay, well, obviously that will... Will that kill him outright? I honestly think that might kill him outright. So, before we get to that, let's use, Halfling Luck to re-roll his thievery check. There you go. There you go. Much better. Christ, that was close. I'm pretty sure the rule is if it's double your max health, you die instantly. Yep. Double your max hit points in a single instance of damage, you instantly die. That would be the end of it. Fuck, dude. And that's why the crit rules are so dangerous. Because, you know, in most games, you really only risk a crit if on a 5% chance. And it's like, oh, okay, well, that's not too bad. But yeah, in a game like this, he gets crit from that monster apocalypse beam. What's his AC? 16. Holy shit. So 50% of the time he gets crit from this. Taking a bare minimum. Even if you botch the entire damage roll completely, that would be 30 damage. So 50% of the time, he'll take 30 damage or more. And probably a lot. I mean, if you take the average of 2d10 is 11. So that would be 24. So the average roll is 48 on a crit. 48 damage would instantly kill him and Botha. It wouldn't instantly kill the other two, but they are, you know, our frontline martial characters. But that's the risk. Having low AC in this game. That's crazy. Fortunately, we dodged it. I mean, technically, I don't think you can use Halfling Luck after you find out that you'd be instantly killed. But I feel like most GMs would be somewhat kind in the face of instant death. But if you failed the Halfling Luck roll, which, again, I only had a 25% chance to succeed. Yeah, there's not much that's going to save you. Christ. Okay, for the last one then, I think Garziel's just going to, I mean, he'll attempt the thievery check, of course, because you never know. There's not much reason not to attempt it. But, alright, he's going to take the final one. Which could, if we rolled max on the crit, 20, 33, 66 damage. No, he cannot be instantly killed by this. And thankfully, he was not even crit. So, a low roll of 17 damage. Okay, but we... Oh my god. I think we'd go back to town after that. I think we'd spend a day in the desperate hope that this didn't recharge. It does reset automatically after 1 hour. Oh my god. That's crazy. And if I was DMing and the players were like, oh, you know, we should go back to town, we should rest up and come back, I'd almost feel fucking obligated to maybe not just tell them, but be like, oh, well, you know that some traps in your experience do reset after a certain amount of time. I wouldn't say maybe 1 hour. I would just keep it a little vague, but because I'd feel so bad if they like barely survived that. Halfling Luck was used to avoid instant death, you know, things like that. And then they come back and they have to redo the whole thing. You're like, oh my god. So, okay, well, we won't leave then. We're gonna persevere. But we do need to... we do need to use some heal wands. I don't remember exactly when we last healed these up. It probably was after the Morlock fight. But still, it's probably only been like 10, 15 minutes since then. So, yeah, we will use our wands. She already used her wand. Right. Okay, well, shit. I guess she'll cast heal then. On old Buzzard. Roll high, yes. Very good. Okay. And then we'll give... Wibble will give Botha his healing wand so she can just use it. And... no, I don't... Well, I mean, it's very handy, actually, that it shows that. I mean, we'll roll it just for kicks, but... yeah, it failed. So if you fail, you can't use the item or try to trick it again this turn. Except that it actually used it. Just cast fucking heal. Here, just do this effect. We get the... It won't even, like, let me do it. Here. This is all we care about. Thank you. Okay. And then the last thing that Wibble could do pretty quickly is use his versatile vials and to just make some elixirs of life. Yeah. So let's just do it that way. So let's give Buzzard 4. And we'll do it again. 5, not bad. That's probably good. We'll use 2 of his versatiles. 2. Okay. Now we're ready to keep going. Intense shit. Boom, boom. This large, low-ceiling room has a cross-shaped... Wait a minute. We should get XP for bypassing a hazard, or defeating a hazard. Yeah, 60 XP. Do not deny me my 60 XP. It's a custom number. There you go, 60. Boom. Up to 875. This large, low ceiling is a cross-shaped table at its center. 10 chairs stand around the table. The walls, floors, and ceilings of the chamber are completely covered with thick layers of webbing. Belcora once held meetings with her most valued advisors, minions, and conjured allies in this room, usually to plan out her never-realized but oft-imagined assault on Absalom. The table in the center displays an illusory map of the city of Absalom as it appeared hundreds of years ago, during Belcora's life, to aid in her plans, but the spider webs in this room obscure the illusion. Several years ago, a web lurker named Mimnavix came to this room after entering the dungeon from the swamp. He found the illusory city a delight and fancied himself the king of the ghost city, making the room his lair. After being damaged by a trap in the outer hall, Mimnavix has taken to clambering along the upper reaches of the hall to avoid stepping in front of the traps as he comes and goes on hunting trips, timing them for the hours the river drake is out of her lair. When the heroes first arrive, the web lurker is squatting atop the table, delighting in yet another examination of his web-caked city. He rises up to full height upon spotting the heroes, and in Aklo greets them by commanding, "Bow down before the king of the ghost city and present your offerings." Mimnavix's inflated ego leaves him expecting any visitors to be potential supplicants bearing gifts, and if the heroes don't offer him gifts of any sort, he hisses in frustration and attacks. And even if they do understand Aklo and give him gifts, he still attacks them. That's the campaign this is. Just fucking destroy everything and be done with it. He calls his hidden dream spider minions out to ambush the heroes and does his best to lure the heroes into one of his 2 web traps. Mimnavix fights to the death. Okay. And we've got some nooses here, which are hazards. So this triggers if they step into it or are moved into it. All right. Let's get them in the fight. We would have moved in as well, those 2. Okay. Good. Do it. Or combat. This is what we live for. Not shitty trapped hallways. And, really though, if I were playing, you know, normally, not on Foundry, just in a game, and I had this hallway presented to me, I mean, we would have come up with some alternative solutions. I almost certainly would have torn a door off the hinges and tried to use it as a shield, you know, to block the big blast. And I don't know what sort of mechanical effect that would have. I don't know what the DM would decide, but it would be better than just tanking it. How could it not be? All right, anyways, begin encounter. Do we have some fun music? Really? You don't have one that's like, you can't fight in here. This is the war room. I'll go with the skittering darkness. All right, Wibble Fizzle Crank. He is going to devise a stratagem against this horrific creature. You rolled a 9. Do I think that I'm going to hit on an 18? Maybe. I think it's probably worth trying. So let's go with that. No, miss. Missed by 1. He has a 19. Okay. Now we know we have to roll a 10 or higher on the stratagem to hit. So we got a 50% chance. And then he'll reload. Alright, Mimnavix. Look at this thing! Oh my god! That is the stuff of fucking nightmares. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm going to use web attack as a melee, which will immobilize the target until they succeed on a DC 20 acrobatics check to escape. But he also has his fangs to give poison, causing the target to be off guard. Okay, that's probably what we want. He has no ranged attacks, so he's definitely going to have to just move in. And this is difficult terrain, I guess. He's climbing over the table. But it doesn't matter. He gets up the buzzard. And he's going to... he's going to start with the poison. The fangs. And he hit. For 12 damage. We will use Liberating Step. He takes 8 damage. Then you have to roll your fortitude. Success, thankfully. So then Mimnavix will use the web as the follow-up. This weapon deals no damage. No, it does not, but they are immobilized. And I don't know why immobilized is not highlighted here for me to just easily grab. Really? You're gonna make me go into the... Okay, well, here, immobilized. He doesn't care. He's not moving. He's right where he wants to be. Then one of the dream spiders goes. This one. So these are level 0 creatures. Pretty simple. But they also have web as a ranged thing. That does give the venom as well. Ooh. And can stupefy. Intelligence, wisdom, and charisma-based checks, and will saving throws. It's not very good, but the web trap's not bad. Okay, so this thing, 10 feet increments. That's good enough. So it's going to move there, and then it's going to target with the web. And miss. It'll target with the web again. And miss. Okay. Garziel is going to move and move. Definitely allowing that. Got to get the flank going. And then he's going to try and... Should he attack or should he demoralize? Demoralize would go a long way towards helping. So he's going to demoralize. Okay, success. So frightened 1. And now he will attack to capitalize and roll a 3. Alright. But Buzzard, having enough of this, he's going to rage. And then he's going to swing. And he's going to hit. 12 damage. And then he's going to swing again. And he's going to hit again. Nice. Yeah. 15 more damage. We've almost got him already. Botha's going to go, and Botha, of course, will summon an animal. You already know. And we're going to get the compy out. And we're going to dump him, let's see, 30-foot range. Yeah, it's got to be one of these squares if I want to go over there. I'm probably going to get flanked either way, and I can't... Compy can't get the flank. So we'll just go there, and he's going to target this one that hasn't gone yet. Not that he's probably going to kill it, but you never know. Okay, he landed a hit. For 4 damage. Okay, yeah, they're a little tougher than that. But he also has to roll the DC 16 Fortitude. Which he fails. So he takes another 1d6 poison. 1. And is enfeebled for 1 round. Nice. Unfortunately, he's definitely going to shift here. Get a flank on this compy. And then try and fang him. Yeah, hitting on a 7 there. So he rolled 2 damage against our little compy who has 8 health. I'm gonna just let that happen. And then he strikes again, plus 3. He also hits. Why was the first one -1? Wait a minute. Wait. Oh, no, 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 no. That didn't happen. Sorry, my bad. There it is. I mean, it's still a hit, but we will care about the -1. 1 more damage. Okay, that's correct now. Okay, Wibble Fizzlecrank is going to devise a stratagem against this horrific creature. 15 is exactly what we're looking for. It's not a crit, but we should also roll the... we should also roll Recall Knowledge. And we should have that on our bar. I wish that was a macro. We probably could find a way to set that up so that it just automatically rolled this for us. But we'll just do it. Oh, but that doesn't... Yeah, no, we just have to attempt a skill check. So we have to go into this. And roll Occultism. So we have to do this manually, which is kind of annoying. That's probably why I'm not going to do it too often. Okay, so we need a 28 for a crit. We got a success, so we get +1. But it doesn't matter. You know, because we already... Oh, that's only critically succeeding anyways. Oh, okay. So the critical success gives us and everyone else the bonus. Yeah, so we'd have to crit on the roll. We'd have to roll a 20. Fuck that. Alright, but damage is good. Even if it's shitty-ass damage. And then he'll reload. Okay, Mimnavix. Not standing in a good position, actually. He may want to... You know, it says that he wants to get people into the webs. I don't know how he would do that other than, like... moving here. So he'll probably do that for his, like, second action. Or his third action, maybe. But he wants to capitalize on the fact that Buzzard is right in front of him. So let's do a Fang. He crit on a 17. We're probably going to want to use Liberating Step here. So we'll slap that on. And take the damage. Okay, so he's still in it. But he does have to roll the DC 18 Fortitude. He rolled a critical failure. Which is bad. I don't think it means anything, though, unless it's a basic save. If it doesn't say... If it's not a basic save and it doesn't specify, I don't know if there's any downside. I don't have the rulebook with me, so we're just moving along. So he takes 1d6 extra damage. And he's off guard for 1 round. So as much as I hate to do it to him, she will try to capitalize on that with a claw. And that's a crit. Fuck, buzzer's going down. Damage. So that actually puts him at dying 2 because it's from a crit. So we'll want to get him back up quickly, but we just used like all our heals, so we don't have much. And then Minimix will go here. Okay, the Dream Spiders are busy working on the compy. Miss by 1. Ooh. Ooh. Miss. Hit on the 3rd one. For 4 damage. Compy's nearly out of it. And is going to have to roll the DC 16 Fortitude. Although Stupefied's not too bad. Okay, Garziel. Now, this is, again, sort of a player decision. But I don't think it's unreasonable to assume he would just move there instead of the other one. I think that other spot's maybe more unnatural for him. Okay, so he moves there. He's going to try and strike. He crit. Hallelujah. 14 damage to Minimix. And killing it. That was good. That was very good. And then he'll move up here. Buzzard can do nothing except roll the recovery check, which was a 7. So if he's not stabilized this turn, he stands a very good chance of dying. That means a couple things. Well, wait a minute. Fast healing's applied at the start of your turn. Almost certain. I might be able to just slap fast healing on him. And he'll be okay. Oh, wait a minute. Except... Okay, Archives of Nethys is down right now, so I can't tell. I'm pretty sure it's at the start of the round, so we'll go with that. What was I about to say? Oh, right. So he has the fucking... Yeah, he's got this. So he might actually already be dead. Because if he fails this DC 19 Fortitude save, he'll slip to stage 2 and take 1d6 poison damage. So, Buzzard might already be dead. He has to make this Fortitude save right now. And he didn't. So he'll take damage when he's dying. He goes to dying 4, and he's dead. Unless, no. Yeah, as far as I can tell. As far as I can tell, he is dead. Now, do I want to accept that? Is that something? Is that an event that I would choose to allow into my life? Is the question. Is my life, on the whole, improved by allowing this event to happen? I mean, this is like fucking... This is like Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane or whatever, you know, where it's like he's allowing his own crucifixion. That's basically what I would be doing. I'd be allowing Buzzard's death when I could prevent it. I could just say, no, it doesn't happen. Oh, but I love Buzzard. I think we have to allow it to happen, unfortunately. It's one of those where you could reload the whole save sort of thing. I've done that a couple times. And I think plenty of people playing games like this or XCOM or something, if they lose somebody, they will reload the whole save and redo the whole battle. Or Fire Emblem, you know, they'll reload the whole battle. But oftentimes you just accept it. If it's just one if it's a total wipe, sure, but one guy, I think we have to abide. Dead. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's heavy on my heart, believe me. It weighs very heavily on my heart. I like Buzzard a lot. He was a great man. Great little goblin. But that's how it goes. Yeah. Okay. So Botha will not be healing him, and we don't know any resurrection spells, so there's that. So obviously her first action will be to actually, I wonder, when does fast healing work on a summon? I wonder if there's a rule for that. How is this never discussed? How is this never discussed? What the hell? I mean, just... It says alterations to a minion's actions occur when they gain their actions for the round. But it doesn't say anything about... It doesn't say anything. It doesn't say anything. I have no idea. I mean, we could just see what the system does. So I guess as an action, we'll cast a life boost on our little compy. But no, like, yeah, the system doesn't count. It doesn't. Yeah, there's no. I mean, I'm sure there's a sustain action, but it would just list the text for sustain because it's obviously incredibly varied. So there's no way to adjudicate this. He doesn't have an initiative. I mean, you could add him to the initiative, I guess. Just like right after Vatha. And now, you know, I don't know. She'll cast guidance on it as well. Okay, and then she gives 2 actions to him. But it didn't even heal him. Oh, wait a minute. How did you not... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Life boost. There you go. And now... Still did not heal him for 2. I'm shocked for a game like this. I cannot find an answer of how fast healing works on a summoned minion. If I were DMing, I'd absolutely say, like, yes, when he gains his actions, you know, that counts. Because it's like, why not? Like, is that really hurting balance if you let him get fast healing from an action like that? I don't know. I don't think so. So his first action will be to move there, and then his second action will be to strike with guidance. And he hits for 2 damage. And the Dream Spider will roll DC 16 Fortitude. And will succeed. Okay. Alright. And then Dream Spider is gonna go. Sad to say, well, I guess it most likely would just keep attacking the compy because it's been watching it. But maybe when Garziel moved over after killing their master, they'll attack it. I don't like anything bad happening to my little compy, alright? Just leave me alone. I lost Buzzard today. It was a horrible day for Buzzard. Man, it really was a horrible day for Buzzard. We've been saying that the whole video. God, that was foreshadowing and we didn't even know it. No, we'll just go for this one. A 3. I don't think that's a hit on anything, man. But you know what? I'm gonna use accidental shot instead. So we're gonna roll twice for attack and damage. We're not utilizing this. Except it won't even let me. It won't even let me. Fuck it, we'll just do it manually. So it's a +6 with dexterity, which is what I have to use. So I'm just gonna roll 1d20 and roll 1d20. We rolled a 2 and a 1. This shot was fated to fail. Okay, then it fails. This guy will bounce over here, I suppose. Little conga line of death, as they used to call it. 5 damage to Garziel. And his third action will be a critical miss. Garziel will attempt to kill this thing. We lost most of our damage. He crit, though. Get damage from that. Fuck you, spiders. I hate you forever. Kapow! And his second action will be targeting this thing. Hitting it. Fuck you, spiders. I hate you forever. You killed Buzzard. 10 damage. And then, his third action will be striking again, because I hate spiders forever. They killed Buzzard. Yeah! Gargiel was pissed. He had enough of it. And that's the end. Now, they say award 100, but the actual things here says 116. And I haven't always been looking at that, so I wonder if I missed some. You know what? I'm gonna accept that I probably missed 9 XP somewhere, so we're just gonna go to level 3. All right? Don't argue with me. I lost Buzzard. Okay, level 3. Level 3. Not level 32. Level 3. Done. Why do I feel like his health didn't go up? I think because it didn't. I think I broke it. I wonder if I have to have 1,000 XP when I write that. Now I feel like I broke the whole system. Okay, hold on. I broke the whole system. I think it won't register it until you have... But I registered it for her, so I don't know. Okay, let's go to just 990 right now. Come on, Gargiel. Get your 990 XP. Okay, Garziel's just fucking busted. The other two went back. No, okay, it's not going to do it. Okay, let me try just to Garziel. Let me try giving you 990. Okay, good. And then let's try giving everybody except Buzzard 10. Okay, now they're all at 1,000. And so now we're gonna go to 3. And it didn't do anything. I don't know. I'll have to probably re-import them or something at level 3, but that's fine. That's an easier way to do it anyways. Okay. So we get the loot. From somewhere. On Mimnavix? No. Okay, I don't know. It's right here. Whatever. A necklace of fireballs. Necklace has 166 fire damage and 246 fire damage beads with a DC 21 basic reflex save. When all the beads are gone, the necklace becomes a non-magical hemp string. So as an action, you detach a sphere. After you activate a sphere, if you or anyone else hurls it, an interact action with the range trait, it detonates as a fireball where it lands. Okay, so it's 2 actions, which is like casting a spell. Anywhere within 70 feet. You might need to make an attack roll if the throw is unusually challenging. Okay. Yeah. that's pretty good. Let's give that to Vatha, who is wearing it, and we'll toggle investment. It's a magical item. And then we've got Mesmerizing Opal, affixed to armor, so it's a talisman. It's an action, you can activate it, and it's a free action when you attempt a deception check to feint, but you haven't rolled yet. If the outcome of your triggering deception check is a critical failure, you get a failure instead. If it's a success, you get a critical success instead. Okay, I mean, we'll probably just sell it, so... And Shining Sling Bullets. When shot, this ammunition sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius for 10 minutes. Wow. It's pretty useless for a tactical war game. Not useless if I was actually role-playing, though. In a dark environment, being able to shoot flares, essentially, not too shabby. Again, we'll give him to Wibble. You can either sell him or shoot him. Okay, and that's that. Oh, that's the problem with fucking Garziel. He had to pick his divine ally. Right, I forgot. So he can get a blade ally, which basically gives his weapon every day either the vitalizing property, which does extra damage to undead, Ghost Touch, which does full damage to incorporeal enemies, Returning, which comes back to you after you throw it, or Shifting, which allows you to shift the weapon into a different form, which is more useful than you'd think, because you can turn it into a weapon that does bludgeoning or piercing or slashing, depending on what sort of enemy you're facing, what its vulnerabilities or resistances are. So there's that. We can take Shield Ally, which increases their shield's hardness by 2 and its HP and broken threshold by half, which is pretty insane. Or Steed Ally, which gives us a young animal companion as a mount, such as a horse. All in all, I'm probably going to go with Shield Ally, because I don't really want to worry about a horse down here. But, yeah. Okay, there he leveled up. Finally. So, 48 max HP now at level 3. Good. And I may still have to re-import stuff. Usually not if I'm just doing a level up, though. Because then if you go here, see, I usually do it through Path Builder anyways, and then after I make my decisions there, I'll come in here and just assign it. So then you go here and you look at the skill feats, things like that. But yeah, so there'll be choices to be made as I level up. And we also have to bring in a new character, the Buzzard player. So grab a new character sheet. Buzzard! I mean, for like kind of a gimmicky character I just threw together, he was shockingly effective. That pickaxe was a lot of fun. So I don't know, I probably won't do a barbarian again. We'll go to some other kind of melee build. I don't know. I mean, I could do a fighter, but I always find fighters just boring. So I don't. We may do something more interesting than that, but we'll see. But yeah, of course, we're gonna go back to town then and rest up and, you know, find a new companion to go with us. And that'll be that. Good stuff. I mean, we've been playing this for quite a while now. like I said, I have no idea how far we'll get. You can see that it's a long it's a mega dungeon. Mostly combat. It takes a long time to clear out each floor, and there's 10 of them. So it's massive. It's a massive time investment. But I'm still having fun, even though I lost Buzzard. For now, though, my name is Mang. Game watching has been Abomination Vaults, Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and I'll see you fine folks in the next part.